You know, you can't play the way we played in the first half and expect to win a football game, especially when you're going on the road in an environment like this. You know, to play, that look right before halftime, we get a sack and we got them backed up on the 5, and then we give them a big first down. Then they go in and get that score right before half and put them up by 12. And the reason why I call that timeout, hoping I get to stop on second and third down and let our offense go back out, because our offense was hot and we was making the plays and been able to run the ball the way we did, and it was really effective. You know, we lost our two running backs in the second half. Chris, as I think he got hit right around the knee area. Don't know how serious it is right now. And then with Deontay was a strain happening when he's running, and right before he scored a long touchdown when he got hit down there on the wall. Then he came back and it was, you know, running the ball, then it goes down. But we still got a lot of work to do. We still got a long ways to go. We just got to continue to just work and told our guys this is enough. You know, we get 3 field goal extra points blocked, and it's right up the pipe. And, you know, just trying to make it big. Our center's very small, trying to make it big with him, but they set it up where they's pinning the guard and just running right over him. So we got some work to do, and we just we got to get it done.
Questions?
Johnny, were you calling, making defensive calls today?
I made a few out there today, and you know, it's just we got to execute the calls, and you know, we just got to make sure that we got to get improvement.
Johnny, overall, with 2 weeks to prepare, how do you come away from this thinking this is good, bad, or different?
Well, it's bad. You lose a game, and it's bad, right? And the thing is, like you said, you had 2 weeks to prepare for it. You know, you give up the throws. You give up the one there early. We were in 2-man, and Washington was able to get away from us. But still, you still have guys around the ball who don't make the tackle. So it was, and you had guys in position. It just we didn't finish, and we didn't finish the play with tackles. You know, the seam route right down the middle. It was. Safety went over the top of it, was just playing too deep and needed to just close the cushion instead of being worried about someone running by him, because we can recover.
Charlie, you talked a lot about trying to fix this. What did you try to change over the last 2 weeks, and why didn't it work?
Well, you look at it, Bob, and it was just total execution. We go out there and. You know, the first drive, you get them. The thing that hurt us was the third downs. You know, it was a 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 15, a 3rd and 12, and those were the backbreakers there. And those were the ones that got us, because you know, you stop them on 1st and 2nd, then you give up the big 3rd down play, and that's when you feel like you can execute and just get off the field, and that's what we didn't get done.
Is that something you preached over the last 2 weeks with 3rd down, and why do you think they can't?
Well, it's not so much they didn't try, and you don't ever, and it's just a more of, you know, they tried, we just didn't get it done.
Charlie, whose the responsibility is coaching up that offensive line on extra point attempts, and how do you guys correct that?
Well, we just what we have to do is it was happening with the guards, and they were overloading it, and you know, they were just pressing one side, and a guy was coming through when. What we needed to do is get all the way to the second guy. There's a guy inside, there's 2 guys here, and so we were blocking this guy instead of putting our hat all the way over to the second guy. And so the first guy was pinning the guard, and the second guy was running through, but he was stepping right over the center. And where it was schemed up is the center he's a small guy, and he's not a big enough guy where he can snap and then raise up, because he's going to get knocked back. But that can be corrected. I mean, even when we missed the field goal, it was a little more penetration, but it was just a miss. But we can get that corrected.
Is Holbrook your guys' snapper on?
Holbrook's a snapper.
John, is it all the positives that were around this program after you beat Notre Dame? Does it feel like that's all gone now?
No, I don't, because it's all about confidence, and it's still kids playing with confidence, and you can get that back. You get a win, and I told them, I said, anytime we go on the road, we got to play our best, and we didn't play our best today. And you look at it, you got to play really good defense on the road, and we didn't play good defense on the road. You look at our first half, and it was, you know, from one play after another. And it just keeping it, you know, I was looking up there, and I just said, hey, if we can just get a stop, and then we go and score on offense, because they weren't going to stop us on offense either. So it was more of us getting that stop.
What are you seeing in practice? Is there a disconnect from what you're seeing in practice to what you see in the game?
Well, at practice, you're gonna get what you need, just because of the way you practice and the way it's set up. And when you get the disconnect, I mean, you go out there today, and we go, we're in man coverage, and in two-man, you don't get beat underneath in two-man, and we end up, receiver outruns our corner underneath, and their safeties are so deep, and you just got to, you had Brandon Jones back there who was young, and not to make an excuse, and then you have Vaccaro, but it's just more of them they're so concerned about getting ran by, and there's so much cushion where just put them up there, they'll be fine, they're athletic enough to go run people down. And to tell them all the time, just trust your ability, guys. Don't be afraid. Just get up there and just go play the guys.
What was the defense able to do effectively in the second half that you just weren't able to do in the first half?
Well, we went out there the second half, and when she got them settled down, now they were ready to play, and so they came out the second half, and we were able to get the stops and get some big plays and get some hits. And the thing is, with the secondary, we mix it up some, so you had more of your veteran guys back there, Haynes and 31, who have seen it all and who's been around it a lot more than your younger guys. So it's more of you guys just got to rotate them in there, and then pull them out when there's something big happens. But you were able to stop those big plays because of who was on the field.
Sure, time for two last ones.
What are you thinking after the first two drives? I mean, just the amount of missed tackles had to be driving y'all crazy.
That's what was driving me crazy, because I said that we have them stopped, guys, and we're just not tackling. You see the one, we have him sacked plenty of times, and heck, he gets out there on a sack and just just run through the guy. We're trying to reach and pull him down instead of just wrapping the guy up and just getting him on the ground. Wrap him up and get him on the ground. And even in the back end, you can't ever, when a guy is running at you and he's an athlete, you can't break down on him. You got to go, and you got to come out of your hips and always tell him you got to shoot your gun. And, we sitting there and because if a receiver can freeze you, then you're in trouble, because, a lot of times he's on a linebacker, so it's an athlete on a non-athlete, and he make a guy miss, and that's what they were able to do. One time he comes through there and he pins one of our backers, got him frozen, and able to get back to the outside. But those, the tackling thing, and I tell our guys all the time, is something you have to do over and over. You got to preach it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Charlie,
Last one.
Anwar just reported that he talked to Mike Perrin, and Perrin told him that he needs to evaluate what happened today. Do you feel like you're being evaluated and you're kind of coaching to keep this job?
Well, I mean, that's you evaluate each and every day here.
Charlie, when you have a team that was as high as it was those first 2 weeks, how do you keep them from losing all of their confidence after the last two?
They can get it back, Bob. It's it's a confidence thing. You go back and you go win a game, and then all of a sudden it shoots back up to where it was, so that they can get it back.
Thanks, Coach.